June 27th, 2024. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and yeah, welcome to my desk. I've had a very busy day, a very productive day. Let me get over to my channel and welcome folks in. Set it up here. Whoops, I went into this morning's stream. I don't want that. I want my lives. Uh-oh. It's not showing me. Am I public? Let me do this again. Come on, YouTube. I am over at my notepad and I don't see my stream. Oh, I am live. I see a lot of people saying hello, Meri. It's not showing up on my notepad here. There I am. Just took some time to kick in. Okay, let me welcome folks in. Angie's here. Hi, Angie. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Allie K. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in. Welcome in. As I was saying, I had a very, very productive day today. Even though I couldn't sleep last night, I got up around 2:30 or so and did a stream this morning. I got quite a bit done this morning, I think. I can remember back that far. Let me set the quality on my laptop up from 240 to 1080, it says. And let me set my chat filter from top messages to all messages. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Renee, come in. Hi, Renee. Hi, hi, hi. Well, let me go through a little bit what I did after the stream. I finished tatting that big length of thread that I started this morning. I only had, I think, 4 tats, maybe 3 tats. And what I'm doing is tatting some different lengths to fit on my Crazy Patch page. So here's one with 7. I believe there are 7 rings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I skipped a space so that I could cut this one off, and this one has 3. So this one can go on a smaller one if I want. And I might make a couple of these. So, and then I did one little lonely one by itself just to use up the thread. So there is that. And then this morning I went into Becky's Craft and Chat this morning. And I got quite a bit done there too. And let me show you, but let me work down here. I just got this out. This is what we'll be working on Monday morning with all the pretty stitches. But I did order this book that was recommended. Let me zoom out just a little. By K3N Cloth Tales. And it's called Crazy Quilting. I'll tell you, if I keep listening to her, I'm going to have a library of my own. But it's a wonderful book on crazy quilts and all the different stitches you can use. I'm not going to read it all, but I could not remember this morning the names of these stitches. Where are they? And I looked them up. Let me flip it here. This one is the Cretan stitch, and this one is the herringbone. And this is a very elongated herringbone, and so down here I did it shorter, and I'm zoomed way out now. Let me zoom back in. And we are predicted to have storms here tonight, so if it starts storming really bad, I might have to bop off. That won't bother me because I've got plenty of live stream time in today. But I thought I'd still come on tonight. And we're coming back to this. My papers have dried that I dyed with the blue PT dyeing. And these shorter papers here are papers that I was testing with while the others were soaking. And here's a paper plate that I laid my dyeing spoon on. So this is, I think, probably the darkest one that I have is right here. And then the plate. But I'm going to use all of those. And then, here are the papers. Now the fabric, I have 2 big pieces of fabric, but it's not dry yet. I took it out and rinsed it, and as I said in my little video that I put up this afternoon, I showed how dark it was, and then I said after I rinse it, most of the dark will wash out. And it did. I rinsed it 3 times because with all that dye in there, it's just better to rinse out as much. I rinsed it until I got a pretty clear, I wouldn't say it was crystal clear, but it was a pretty clear wash. So, and look, see, this was on the bottom. It's got the the imprint of the bottom of the broiler pan on here. And, ooh, look, here's some tea. Let's get rid of these. They're still kind of sticking together. Let's get these off and put them in the trash. Some of these might be kind of hard to get off. And I don't mind them being stuck on there as long as they're stuck. But I don't want them. And I have a purpose for these. I'll show you in a minute here. Let me throw these away. I have a Walmart bag. I emptied my trash today. That was productive. Oh, Walmart bag here. I emptied the trash, and I had a great big cardboard box that Grandpa's weeder came in. It was huge, and I deconstructed that box this morning, and so I saved the sides, which were cardboard. But see, here's some of the tea. This was on the bottom too of the broiler pan, which is okay. It kind of makes a neat design, doesn't it? We'll take some of this stuff off as I go. What can come off? Welcome to everyone who's coming in. Allie K, Beth Schuler. Hi, Beth. Beth, I've been working on the inchies. I finished them up in Becky's stream. And they're here. Let me grab a hold of them. The paper ones. So I am going to do, when I send the sets of 2, I'm going to do 1 slow stitch one and 1 paper one to each person. But these are the paper ones I was working on this morning. And I'm going to send 1 to each of my 3 partners. And then, Beth, you get a set. And the slow stitch, I'm almost finished with 1, and I have 3 more to do. So I'm going to be working on those this weekend. I want to get those mailed out to you. Beth, as long as you're in here, have you made assignments? I haven't been out to your group. Have you made assignments for the... Surely you have. Thank you, Beth. Who else popped in? Legia. Hi, Legia. This was Butterfly PT, Butterfly Peatea. Oh, did Renee do a stream last night? Oh, okay, Beth. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll try to get them out to you next week. Since that's a swap, I don't want to be late on that. My giveaways, they're freebies. And I really don't have a date on there. But I did, Lala won't be in here tonight, but I did mail her, I made a bunny rabbit for her, one of those little rabbits I showed you. She won it in the giveaway. And I got that and sent some sticker pages to her. And that went out in today's mail. Oh, this has several on. I think this one's still a little damp. I can feel it. So that's why it's probably a little darker, because it's not completely dry. It was in the middle. So that butterfly PT, now this is after it's been dried, that it comes in little blossoms. And my goodness sakes, I think I ordered like a pound of it, 16 ounces. And I don't think I've even used maybe, well, I probably have used a fourth. I probably only used a third of it. And this is my second. When I first got it, I did some dyeing. And I don't know, I don't think this is burnt. This might be burnt, but I don't mind a little burnt on there. What I don't really want is I think these are a little damp yet. I'm going to iron these pages, but I want to get them stacked up, get all the blooms off of them. So you can see it makes and I didn't do, this is not an eco dye project. This is just, when I dyed the fabric, I used the remaining ink, the Petrie. I think these are burnt on the edge. But that's okay. I kind of like that, as long as it didn't burn everything. My brother said, "What are you cooking? It's taking so long." I had it, the oven on this morning, and after the stream, I went and checked on it, and it had turned off. Now I asked my brother if he turned it off, and he said no. So I don't know if it was on all night. I had quite a bit of liquid in there. And he said, no, he didn't turn it off. So I don't know if it just decided that it had been on too long and turned itself off. I'm not sure how that happened. It's not that sophisticated. It's not a smart oven. If you listened to my stream this morning, you will have heard the story of our washing machine fun that we had last week. Our washing machine went out on us, and we had to buy a new one. And it has all those auto sensors on it. It tries to estimate how much water your load is going to take. Well, when they set it up and did a quick wash, and that went fine. And they left. And she didn't tell us it had auto sensing. The person who sold it to us didn't even mention it, and there was nothing in the manual about it. The manual is just a sheet of paper front and back. And then there's one in a foreign language. I'm not impressed by their technical writing. Yeah, see, this is still wet here. So let me get these. I can feel it's still wet in there, so that's how come it's darker. When I iron it, it will probably go away. But it might be a little dark, but it will probably get as light as the others. So we're going to do a list tonight, and I might do a pick 10, just depending on where I am. I did take a nap today. I was in Becky's crafting chat, listening to them. I went on mute because my brother had the TV on, and I just had it on mute because I was shuffling papers all around here. Here's a little tat. And my phone just turned off, but it used all the juice. So we're going to come back to these and iron them. I have a couple of other things I want to show you first. Let me get this stuff off of my desk. All right. So I also started, I said this morning in the chat that I wanted to work on the crochet along that Becky's having. And I skipped for now. I started it before and I didn't like it, so I took it apart. Round 5, which is the shell stitch, but for some reason or another, it's curving really bad on me. So Becky, when I listened to her talk about this, she said it was a really easy stitch. And it is. It's just front post, back post, double crochet. And so I'm having fun. I hope to finish this one and maybe start on next week's. So that is round 6. This is round 1, which is the almond. I don't know if you can see them here. The almond stitch in there. You can kind of see them in there. I'm doing red, blue, and kind of this creamy tan color for my... This was the spiked, granny spiked square, I think. If you could see it, there's elongated stitches in there. This is the back. And this was the bubble one. Now, I really enjoyed doing this one. This one was fun to do. And then this one, I got tired. It wasn't such a bad stitch to do, but I got tired. It's a yarn hog. It uses a lot of yarn. But I finished it. I think this was the cone stitch. So I skipped the shell stitch for now. I'm going to backtrack, but I'm going to go ahead and finish the one, what did they call this? The rice stitch. This is the rice stitch. Because it's easy to do, and I can probably finish that up pretty fast. And then I might, it just depends on what's coming next. And she gave all the stitches for June in her playlist, the last video, I think, of her playlist. And I'm trying to keep up with her. I'm doing okay. I'm just one behind. And so if I don't finish this week's, I'll be 2 behind, which is good for Meri. So there's that. Now, while I was in the crafting chat this morning, I cleaned off my desk. My goats ran away. My goat postcards. I cleaned off my shelf to the side, and I cleaned off my desk really good. But I can't find my goat postcards, and I think I'm going to have to get up and look behind the... I think they jumped the cliff. I think they jumped the cliff. They, like the pigs in the Bible, they all ran over the cliff. They said, send us into that. The demon said, send us into that herd of pigs. Well, that doesn't mean there are demons in my postcard, but the herd of pigs jumped over the cliff when all the demons entered them. They jumped over the cliff. But there are no demons in my goats. I think I just pushed them over. Oh, dear me. This I had made several months ago, and it's been sitting there. It's a cover. It's a book cover. It's a childcraft book. And I expanded the spine to like, is that 4 inches? 4 inches wide. Well, when I cleaned off my desk this morning, I said, I have enough paper, and this is all stuff that was on my desk and on the cart. This is a pattern for the... It's all paper that was on the desk, my desk. It's just sitting around here, within arm's reach. And so I divided it all up into signatures. And this came out of a wallpaper book when I was tearing apart wallpaper. And then these were, this is a bird. Let me turn it this way. This is one of my bird. Well, let's see. This isn't very clear. I think this was the envelope I sent it in when I was still trying to set up my printer, but I had obviously started some glue booking in there. Whiz Bang Wonders. And then there's just some like, I'm not going to do anything with these tonight. I'm just showing you. This is some, I think this came out of the onion dyeing. But I'm going to go through and put these together as signatures. Folios in a signature. And this is just a sketchy sketch that I had around the paper I was messing with. So I think I'll put it like this. And so each one of these, whoops, I got more here. Each one of these will become a signature in that book. And I'm not sure, let me get over to here. Fold this together as a signature. There we go. Ooh, this is cool. Oh yeah, I went into Becky's chat this morning and you know what happened? I spilled my coffee all over the desk. I think some ran over the cliff too, I'm not sure. I haven't looked behind there yet. I was kind of tired. So I'm kind of ripping the pages and I like them as torn edges. So that's where I am. I'm evening out all the pages there. So, got a broken rubber band. Let me put a band around this. This is the cover I'm going to use, but I'm not happy with this. I like it for what it is, but I think I'm going to take one of my dyed papers and put there. I think it'll go good with the galaxy behind there. This is okay. It just, I'm not happy with it. It doesn't float my boat. But see how much room I have? To when I work, I'll have a lot of room in here. So I'm just going to put these in like this. And I'll put the band over here. And I'll have a lot of room to work in this, but this is so far. And this I'm just doing because I needed to clear up those papers. Some of them I didn't want to throw away. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is, let me grab this, one of these larger papers here. Of course, it's on the bottom. Hold on. Hold the phone. There. We might do a pick 10 tonight. But if I do a pick 10, I'm not going to make ATCs or postcards or anything like that. I'm not doing a giveaway. I'm not planning a giveaway tonight. Let me plug this in and adjust my camera. But we did a list last week and we had a lot of fun with it. It really was a fun time. It was fun for me. And this is my new list book here. I covered this with fabric, and this is the list we worked on last week. So I'm going to keep this out. I have here some prompts. This is going to go in the journal too. These are our prompt lists. I'm kind of keeping track of those. There's some more over there, and then I've got lists of giveaways that I've done. But what I want to do is iron these pages. They don't have to be perfect, and I like the crinkly stuff, but let's see, I think I'll put another paper over that like this in case it dirties my iron. My iron's pretty hot. This little craft iron is pretty hot. Ouch. We'll see how that works. And this is crinkly here. And they don't have to be perfectly ironed. I just love how it gave the imprint at the bottom of the pan. And it won't be long. I can go out and dig up my fabric that I buried under the tree. June 16th, I think, is the solstice. summer solstice. Ooh, that paper's hot. That's pretty cool. So let me iron these, and then we'll do some other things. This is a paper towel. I don't know. I guess I'll iron it out. I doubt if I use it, but it's just one that I had close by while I was doing the dye bath. But I thought when I go out and dig that fabric up out, I buried it underneath of the tree. I thought that I'd take you guys with me. So, and it would probably be, could be a late morning stream, you know, on a Tuesday or on a Friday or Tuesday. What day does, let's see, the 16th is Sunday. So it could be an early, late Sunday evening stream where I take you out there. And paper's hot. This little iron gets pretty hot. It's a pretty good little iron, I have to say. The only thing I don't like about it is the handle. I'm always afraid I'm going to press too hard on it. And so I kind of even like the towel here. Kind of cool towel. Let me look at chat and see what's going on in chat. Let me refresh it. This laptop, this notepad does not scroll good. I'm always having to refresh my messages. Legia says, oh no, I missed out on your list. I'll need to catch up on your past stream. Last Friday's was really fun, Legia. Gosh, we used just about the whole stream. I don't think tonight's will be that long. I wanted to do these prep things here. And I'd show you the fabric, but it's just not quite dry, and I didn't want to bring it in here when it was still a little wet. Papers I could put back in the oven. Well, I could have put the fabric back in there, but I took them out and rinsed them. I rinsed them 3 times. And all that dark blue is gone. That was in my stream my video that I put up this afternoon. And by the way, it's in the live streams, but it's an unlisted live. And you can do an unlisted live, download it and edit it and put it up as a long form video. But I don't bother with that. But even though it shows as a live, there's no chat in there. This paper's pretty cool. I'm liking this. And that's dry. So I hope that you don't mind. This is a little damp. That might fade out a little, but it's not too bad. So if you want to know who does beautiful dye projects, that's Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. And she does, you know, she does more eco dyeing than I do. She experiments a lot. I'm just playing around with what I have. I'm not trying, I might try some eco dyeing, but the next thing I want to try is avocado dye. And I should put a piece of this, maybe I will when I get down to the paper plate, in my Society of Idea Collector journal. So I'm just kind of pressing it out. It's still crinkly, but see, these are the ones I've ironed, and they're still, well, I got the paper towel in there, but they're still crinkly. So I'm just kind of flattening them a little. I know not everybody likes to iron out their pages, but I like them a little bit flat, especially if I put them in a journal. Do art on them. And they're more than just to look at. When I make my journals, I try to use them. Not everybody does it that way. They sell the journals they make. I don't sell. I'm not into that because I don't think I would meet my commitments, and then I would get a bad reputation for sure. I hardly meet my commitments on the giveaways. Barely. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm not going to do any more postcard giveaways until I get the 2 that I have. Now this one, it's not too damp. It's pretty dry. It's fairly dark. I like this one. You can tell I had a paper across here. I put it in the pan cattywampus. So I've had a really productive day today. How about you? Allie K says, Beth, I think she got the idea of buying fabric from of dye-in fabric. Yeah, from K3N. Also, when I used to follow, I don't follow her so much now. I'm into other things. But I was doing Rosemary's Caboodles. And Rosemary was doing a lot of, and Rosemary still does, a lot of dye experiments. She's a little bit more advanced than me. I'm not using mordants. I'm not experimenting with different things to change the color. I did put some alum in that iris dye, and the iris dye for me, the way I did it, did not really impress me. But I didn't pound it. I boiled it like I do the other things, and that was probably the wrong thing to do. I probably needed to pound on those blooms to get the color out of them, but you live and learn. I'll get more irises next year. They're all gone for this year. But Deb Farrell was in one of Becky's chat, and she was telling me that you can pound on any flower, and I'm going to bring some in. She said even a petunia. You bring it in and set it on your paper, and then you take like a hammer and pound on it, and it pounds the color out of the flower. I thought I'd try that. Just as fun. That would be fun to do on the edges of some of these papers. Maybe not the ones I'm doing here. I hope I'm not boring you guys, but I want, ouch, it's hot. Woo! Hot tamale. Yeah, K3N does onion skin, and she's really the person who got me, Allie's right, she got me re-interested in this. This is torn here on the corner. I think this was on the bottom, and when I lifted it up, I tore the edge of it off. But that's okay, I like it like that. K3N did some onion skin dye-in with red onions, and I did that, and they turned out brown. I think she got kind of, but she took her onion skins. I didn't do it like she did. I boiled mine. And she took her onion skins and laid them out on a fabric, and then she rolled up the fabric and tied the fabric as a roll. And then I think she put it in water and boiled it overnight or something. I forget what she did there. And then unwrapped it, you know, and the onion skins left some red on the fabric. Now I got a red onion. See, this wasn't completely dry here. It's sticking. I got some an onion this past week, and it was the bottom of the basket of the barrel there, and there was a whole bunch of onion skins down at the bottom, and I scooped as many as I could. So I might try that. I'm not going to try it tonight, because I emptied out my boil pan that I'm used to boil. I use a big old stainless steel soup pot. It's a big old heavy one, and I got it at Goodwill. I was so impressed by the Goodwill lady who helped me that day. I was looking for a pot to do my dyeing in, and I couldn't find anything, and she happened to walk by, and I said, do you guys happen to have anything in the back? And I told her what I wanted, and she brought out this, exactly what I wanted, a big old heavy stainless steel, I call it a soup pot. And it's been working pretty good. I clean it between every project that I have. This one's a little damp. Not too bad, though. The heat will probably dry it out here. And the only reason I'm using this white paper over it is I don't want to get anything on my iron. It's not a perfectly clean iron, but I don't want it to get any dirtier than it is. It's not bad. It's not bad. K3N has done some onion skin and I think indigo dyeing. Now, hopefully this weekend, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Tonight we've got some thunderstorms predicted, and it's pretty dark out there. It's pretty dark out there. If it starts lightning, I'm going to have to bop off. I don't like to be, my phone is plugged in. Now, you can have your mobile phone on during a thunderstorm, as long as it's not plugged in. Well, I unplug this phone, and it'll drink up, the YouTube drinks up all the battery juice. And that's what happened to me. This morning, I must have unplugged it somehow. Anyway, it stopped charging during my stream. And then I used it to go into Becky's chat. And I was out there for about maybe an hour and a half. And the phone just turned off. I used every last bit of juice. But it charged up pretty fast. Ouchie. Let's see, I maybe have about 5 or 6 left. I hope you guys can bear with me. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pages left. Are you getting bored, or can I continue doing this? You can kind of see what's here that's stuck in there. Angie says, I pray it doesn't rain Monday, because that's our town festival. Oh, I don't want it to rain on your festival. Allie K dropped a link to Rosemary's Etsy. Aunt Beck said, stamps are now mounted. I will stamp them out tomorrow. Becky, I just caught a glimpse of your stream. I didn't see the whole thing. But I saw where Scott was showing his CDs. I think you had something you were going to throw in the water, and you told Scott to take over. And I saw your stamps. I didn't see the front too well, but I saw the kitty cats. She got them because they had kitty cats on them. So good for you, Becky. I'm glad you found those. I'll try to hurry this along a little. So that's 10. This is 9. We'll do a countdown. 10, 9. Yeah, but K3N has got me. K3N dyes a lot of her papers. Eco dyes a lot of her paper. But let me tell you, who really has impressed me lately, and I've said it before, is Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. If you don't want to mess with all the mess of dyeing papers, just tell Jacqueline what you want, and if she can, and she probably can, she probably could do it up pretty good for you. I'm really impressed by her beautiful pages that she gets. She was showing them. Lovely's Crafting Lodge. I think she's got a video out there of her first live stream. That I think she did it the other morning. I don't know what morning it was. I lost track of the mornings. But I just happened to be online, and I bopped on YouTube just to see what was going on, and there was Jacqueline, and I said, oh, she's doing a live stream. I'm going to pop in and say hello and see what, because I've been watching her shorts. Jacqueline has done a lot of shorts where she's showing her dye projects, and they are beautiful. Just beautiful, Jacqueline. You do such a beautiful job. See, some of this is starting to come off. That's what I don't want on my iron. I don't see it on this piece so much. Yeah, our Goodwill went the bins. Becky goes to the bins and brings home all sorts of stuff that she says she doesn't need. I heard that this afternoon, Becky. And I thought, yep, I understand. But Becky's Goodwill bins, they have more goodie stuff that, you know, the stuff that we like. Our Goodwill bins went straight to clothing. That's all you can get. Or maybe, I don't know, you might be able to get a sheet if you're lucky, a sheet set or something like that. But it's clothing. And I only went up there once, you know, sometime last year. And it wasn't, there was other stuff, and I wasn't too impressed because people were fighting each other. Tim Holtz papered off. You know, they were not fighting, but, you know, just making a mess out of the bins, hunting for stuff. And when I went up there this last time, it was only my second time up there, but I got there right at 10 o'clock, and I'm going, where's the line? Where are all the people? Where are all the people? Did I come on the wrong day? And then when I got inside and started looking around, I understood, because obviously all those other people that were there prior when I went, the first time I went, was there for the same reason I was. And now there's 3 Goodwills around here, and they're all in different towns. The Goodwill in where the bins are, their prices are medium. I wouldn't say they're spectacular. But the one where my dentist is horrible. You can hardly buy anything less than $7.99. I did buy a few things. I bought that jar of buttons for $7.99. Now that I would say is a bargain, because you try to buy a large jar of buttons at an antique store and you're paying all the way from $18 to $25. And I paid $7.99. So I was impressed by that. I grabbed those. And then the one where we do our grocery shopping is probably the best on prices. They haven't upped all their prices. $2.99, $3.99, $4.99. Used to be $1.99, but I don't mind paying $2.99 for stuff. But $7.99 for something we used to, you know, a sack of yarn was $7.99, and it may have 3 skeins in it. I'm not going to do that. But I did buy that jar of buttons. That was a bargain. I just got a few left here. I think this paper's still a little damp. So, and when we went up to, I didn't finish my washing and dryer story. The auto sensor on that new washer we got, we don't like it. We called them and said, we want to return the washer. We don't want it. It's not your service, it's the washer. And it's all computerized. It's supposed to estimate how much water. Well, we didn't get any water. Its estimate was off. And I called her and she said, well, we can help you recalibrate it. And I tried what she told me to do. I unplugged it and left it overnight and plugged it back in and I got it to the wash cycle, It did the auto sensing, but when it got to the wash cycle, it just stopped. No water came out. And so that's when I called her and said, we want to return it. And she tried to convince me to keep it and let them come out and show us everything. And I said, you'd have to come out every time we did a load of wash, because we don't like it. We don't want it. It's a machine. We're old folks. We just want to push a button or turn a knob. And she says, well, you aren't going to find those machines around anymore. And I said, well, we think we found one. And we did. And I called them, was it Wednesday, that we went up. And when we were up there, across the street, the appliance store, this is stuck on there. The appliance store is right across the street from their Goodwill. And I said, oh, look, there's Goodwill. My brother just kind of got an odd look on his face. And, but I said, and now this is the one where the prices aren't too bad. $4.99, something like that. $3.99, $4.99. And I knew my brother was tired anyway, because we didn't leave here until about 2:30. And I said, oh, I'll come up here sometime by myself and go. So we went out to Pizza Ranch. And I had a pizza. He likes Pizza Ranch's chicken dinners. He gets every time we go there. And we usually go there when he goes for his VA appointments. I think I got 3 after this one left. And, but by the time we ate and got home, it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And we were both tired. I spent the morning talking to the lady on the phone, telling her, please come and get your washing machine. I'm kind of concerned because my brother paid for that machine, the one that we're returning, by his credit card. He had it put on his credit card. And when I asked her, will we get our money back? And she said yes. And I said, well, will we get the full amount back? And I named the amount. It was like $600 and some. And she said yes. And she said they can't come and get it till next Monday. And she said she'd send a check along with them. And I'm kind of concerned about that, because why can't she just refund it the credit card? It hadn't been that long. I think you could do that after 2 or 3 days. And so I'm kind of concerned that we're not going to get our money back or not get the full money back. I don't know. I can't accuse them of anything, but it's crossed my mind. It kind of bothers me that they're not refunding the credit card, that they're going to write out a check. But, that could just be their procedure. That might just be how they do it. We'll see. If we have a problem with them, you'll be hearing from me. I'll be on here saying, I'll call the Better Business Bureau. I'd take them to small claims court for that. But that may not happen. It just might be their procedure. Renee says she has several regular Goodwill stores close to her. There can be such variation in what is available as well as the quality of the items. I know that each store sells the donations they get. Yeah, some stores just sell that stuff right in retail store. But they up the price so much. And that's what, I understand that, they provide jobs for people who need jobs. And, I understand that, but it kind of bothers me that their inventory is all donated stuff. And sometimes those stores price things out more than what, I can go to another store and get a brand new one for the same price or less. that kind of bothers me. But most of the things I get, I'm happy with. You know, I like to go to that church. St. Joseph has that thrift store. I've shown a video there before. I like to go to that store. This is the last full page. Let me get a little of this script off here. I hope that scratchy didn't bother anybody. Let me throw this away. That church thrift store, I call it a church one. It's run by the Catholic St. Joseph Church up in Hastings. And, you know, they're clean. They keep their store clean. They have several items, and they always have a day when, you know, either books are half price, 50% off, or your shoes are, or your belts are. Goodwill does that too, but I just like how they operate their store, and I always get good stuff there. I'm impressed by that store. It's usually the one I go to. But, you know, to tell you the truth, I've been buying from Pearl online fabrics. She's going to be invoicing me again this weekend, I think. And it'll probably be a couple weeks before I get it, because she, you know, she has to. This is, whoops, put this one in, or a tear off of either this one or the other one there, in my Society of Idea Collector. These are the sheets that I used to dip in the dye pot while it was cooking. I wanted to see how dark it would get. And I think this one I dipped several times. That's why it's so dark. It's dry. But I tested it several times and it layered up on me. And this one, this is probably the one I'll put in the Society of Idea Collector. I'm just about done here. You're probably getting tired of watching this. Hearing my stories about Goodwill. But thrifting, I'm going to leave this out. Thrifting has become quite a deal because of the resellers, and people do not have the same attitude toward going toward a thrift store that they had maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Used to be that only the poor people went to thrift stores. Now, I wouldn't say people who can afford it go to thrift stores, you know, afford to buy stuff new, but there are people who go and resell. They're called resellers. They hit the thrift stores pretty good now. And you know, the Goodwill stores are aware of that. And it kind of makes it hard for us that just do it for fun. This is the paper plate. But I get enough that I'm happy. You know, I'm not going to complain about it to anybody. Just talking about it here. Flip that over. It's kind of cool on the back, too. Alrighty, then. This is the end of that. And I don't know, this is not clean. It's not crystal clean. Neither one of those are, but let me unplug my iron and I'll come out and read chat. Let me unplug it here. Which one is it? This one. This one? This. Wait a minute. Let me figure this out. I don't want to unplug you guys. How did I plug that in? Oh, I see. Okay. I got it. Let me set it behind me and cool off. Or I could set it over here. Set it right in here. All right. I want to come out and see chat. Let me grab these papers. We're going to do a list next. We might do two. I don't think the first list is going to be very long. Just what I'm thinking. All right, let me come out and look at chat. Let me refresh my chat here. Chat filter. Top messages. Chat filter. All messages. So I'll start reading from the bottom. Hi, Katia. Your tatting border for the crazy quilt block looked really good. Well done. I started that this morning in the morning stream, Katia, and I had like 9 or 10 feet. I did true rings, Katia, and from that, I tatted 3 this morning. And then I got the bare space on the 4th one too long, so before I pulled the ring or tightened the ring, before I closed the ring, I took everything out because I didn't like how long that bare space was. And then this afternoon I sat and made 7, and then I left the space, a big long bare space, and did 3 because, you know, you can cut it there. So I could have a small one and a large one. And then I had enough thread on my string to do just one. And I did it with how you suggested, with different size picots. That was fun. It's fun. When I get to the end of one and I have enough thread left now for maybe like one little tat, I will. And I don't think this, oh, this might be, no. This one I have several. I was playing with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 picots on that one. And I don't know if that's a true or close. I think that's a SCMR. This is an old tat. But yeah, I might make some just to keep around. The true rings, Katia has taught us the true rings this past couple months. And she's a true ring expert. And I still have to watch the last 2 videos, Katia, but I'm going to. I just need to catch up with everything that's happening in my life. After we went through all that stuff on Wednesday with the washing machine, and Thursday I mowed the lawn. It's good to see you, Katia. When is your fair? When is that going to happen for you? When do you have to have all your stuff done? You started teaching last March. So it was kind of like a spring session, March, April, May, I think. And you did an excellent job, Katia. I've learned so much from you, and it is so appreciated. Kitty Jen is here. Hi, Kitty Jen. Karen. Hi, Karen K. Welcome in. She said, from Goodwill, I got some of those Iris 4x6 photo boxes so I can get all organized. Wow, that's cool. That's cool, Karen. That sounds like a bargain. You mowed. I mowed. The little mower boy didn't come last week. Well, he came. And he knocked at my door around 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was on Monday morning. It wasn't last week, it was the week before. He knocked on the door, and he said, "Can I mow?" And I said, "Right now?" Because our grass gets wet and at night, and it doesn't really dry out enough for us to mow until about 11:30, 12 o'clock. That grass is wet, it clogs up our mower. So I wait till the grass dries. And he said, yeah, he said, I'll go get my grandpa's riding mower. And I asked him, I said, well, doesn't, I said, can you mow the grass when it's so wet? He says, yeah, he didn't have a problem with it. So I said, okay. And he left. He never came back. I waited. He said he'd be back at 2 o'clock before he left. He said, I'll be back at 2. Well, no, that's not true. He left. And then he came back a few minutes later, or about a half an hour later, and said, he said he messed up. He said, I messed up my schedule. He said, I'll be back at 2 o'clock. He never came back at 2 o'clock. He never came back the rest of the week. And I waited this week, and the grass was getting tall, because we've had a lot of rain lately. The grass was getting tall and taller and taller, and Thursday, I could not wait anymore. I'd have to have a combine to mow that grass. So I went out there and mowed everything myself. Well, in the evening, the day that I mowed, he knocked at the door. He said, I really do apologize to you. He said, it rained, and he said, I had a baseball game, and he was giving me all kind of excuses of why he didn't come. And, I told him it was okay. I said, don't worry about it. You can still mow. And that cheered him up because, I give him a pretty hefty sum of money to mow the lawn for a kid. My brother thinks I give him too much. That's okay. I think, kids, my brother, he thinks about what he used to earn. He doesn't understand that when kids buy stuff nowadays, it's pretty darn expensive. That money doesn't go as far. And so I thought that the money was a motivator for him, but I think he went to play a baseball game. I think the baseball was a better motivator. But that's okay because, you're only a kid once. And the grass can, if he doesn't come, I'll go out and mow it. Renee said, hubby split and replanted some of our hostas in the backyard recently. We need the rain. We did that one year. My brother brought hostas from my mother's house. She loved hostas. And my brother bought some up, and they are what I show when I'm sitting out on the front porch. They're kind of on the ground in front of our front porch. And a couple years ago, we split those. They were getting big, a lot of them. And I put some out in the by the walnut tree, just to see if they survived. And they did really good the first year. And then I went to Menards and bought some hostas. And let me tell you, those hostas that I purchased at the garden shop died. Then, they lasted the summer and then they just died out. But the ones that came from Mom's survived. Now, I don't know why. I guess Mom was watching down. I'm going to fold this in half. Yeah. Those hostas, I would love to have more hostas. They come back every year. And Becky's plant has a bloom on it. It's going to bloom here pretty soon. This one, I guess I can fold it this way. This will be these will be little, what do they call, inset pages. Let's see. Renee said, we have hostas all over the yard, edging our garage and around the tree trunks. That's cool. I'll bet it's a beautiful yard, Suzanne. Or Renee. I don't know why I called you Suzanne. Well, it's because that's your last name on your ID. Free tatting classes by Katia. Allie K dropped the link to the online tatting class. Yeah, Katia does a good job of explaining it. I enjoy her. I have to say it again. I don't think there's one question that I've asked Katia that she hasn't helped me understand. A couple of times she says, Meri, we'll learn that next week. Okay, I'll wait in the class. But when I message her, now she's busy now getting ready for, I think she calls it a fair. I think it's a fair. And she's going to show some things and I think teach some stuff. Isn't this paper cool? I'm going to put this in that journal I'm making. It's going to be its own little signature. I could make a separate journal out of this. This I still have PT. It's kind of messy though. I have to say my hands aren't, they don't feel gritty. They just feel like they have a light, like when you're touching graphite. A light film on them. I'm going to sanitize my hands after I do this. And of course, you know, you can't wash out the papers like you can your cloth, so any dark spots are going to remain. I think some of this dark on the edge, though, is burnt. I think this is where it was, the paper was starting to really cook. I set it up from 170 to 220 because I wanted it to cook, and I kept an eye on it, but I think some of these edges on the edge of the pan, and I washed my pan out. I can use it again, but I want to do some avocado dyeing next, and I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not doing it for, you know, I'm not trying to, I'm just showing you the fun I'm having with it. I'm not going to sell anything, that's for sure. You want to buy papers if you don't want to do the mess, because it gets a little messy. You know, you have to wring out the, wash out the cloths. If you dye fabric, you got to rinse it a couple times to get the residual dye out of it. And the papers you got to cook. My brother said, "What are you cooking so long? What are you making that you have to have that oven on so long?" He said, "Maybe you could put it in the dehydrator." And I'm a little reluctant to do that. This has got a real torn edge. I think this was on the bottom. I said, "It'll probably shrink my paper. It'll dehydrate my paper." Beth says, "I don't sell anything either. I just give it away." Beth, have you done any of this dyeing lately? Any dyed papers? Good to see you, Beth. Angie says, "I'm sitting here eating homemade bacon pie." No, I didn't make it. I put ice cream on top. What kind of a pie? Oh, pecan pie. Ooh, that sounds good. It's not bacon, it's a pecan pie. Pecan pie or pecan pie, however you. She says no. Beth, you saw the Twinchies. I'm going to get those Twinchies out to you on time. I'm going to hopefully finish up the slow stitch ones this weekend. I want to work on, I should have my whole weekend free because I'm not planning on going anyplace. We did our going last week. We're both tired. But I'm not planning anything this weekend, so I'm going to slow stitch and make Twinchies and crochet, and that's probably what I'll do. Read my new book on crazy quilting. Maybe I'll try some more of those stitches in that book. I've some really pretty stitches in that book. And as I said, if I keep following K3N, this is a paper towel that I was using. If I keep following her, I think I'll have my own little library, because she keeps recommending these books. And I got it, you know, oh yeah, that interested me. And so I wonder if Amazon carries it, and there I go. So let me count how many pages. I've got quite a few pages here, and this is all Hammermill paper, Hammermill bond paper, which is a thicker paper. It's not just plain copy paper. I bought a couple reams of it when I got my printer, and I haven't used it yet. Wait a minute, is this one backwards? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's an 80-page journal right there. I might make this its own journal. Front and back would be 80 pages. And I could do a slow stitch cover. Isn't this cool? Let me get out I bought these headbands to put this stuff together with. And then I have these little oddball pieces here. Let's see, I think I'll put this one on the back. And that is that, my friends. Oops, that's too... Let's try it this way. I think it's thick enough it won't curl up. There we go. So, and then I showed you earlier the signatures that I put together in Beth's group. So I think we're going to do a list. Let me get a towel out here and clean my hands and clean the desktop. My hand sanitizer has all sorts of goodies. We made this heart in one of Becky's streams. First time I did a heart that I used flannel as the inside, the wadding on the inside. And this is I think we did this when I was doing the Zooms with Jerry Bellini. It was an ornament, matchstick ornament. We used to make these as kids. Christmas card, and then you pile up your match cards to make a... And then one of these necklaces is from Becky, and one I got at Goodwill, and the bracelets are all from... I think these are all from Norma. And I just pile them up here. And kind of sanitize my hands here. They're not dirty, they just feel a little grimy. And I'm going to change this paper over here one of these days when I have a paper cut out that I don't know what to do with. Okay, I cleaned all the stray pieces off of my desk in Becky's stream, so I got a pretty clean area here. I even took out my trash today. All right, list. I want to do two because I think one of them is going to be small, but I'm not going to say which one. We'll find out. So here are the tag. This is the list of people that I gave those 4th of July tags to. I need to make envelopes for those. Not make. I'm going to put them in business envelopes. So was that what I wanted here? I'm not sure that was the one. That's the only one I had marked. That doesn't appeal to me now. Lovely things to notice and fall in love with in summer. That must have been it because this is June. Let's do this list. And I'm going to read you a few of these, but we're not going to use this as our list. This is June. Summer solstice starts June the 16th, so summer is right around the corner. And so the list, let me read a couple so you can get an idea. And I think this is why I'm going to do two, because I'm not expecting these lists to be very long. Lovely things to notice or fall in love with in summer. So you can, what I'm looking for is, well, like here, the incurable sun, an endless bird call, a coveted tree, tangled up trees, animated scenery, one single cloud. So I guess what I'm going to say is what are some, let me get it over here. What are some summer, and I'm just going to say things because that's what comes. What are some summer things that, I don't want to say that you fall in love with, I'm going to say that catch your attention. What things in summer do you notice? And I could, when you notice that, you know, maybe you could draw it, or you know, artists themselves are visual. They notice things like the sunsets, the different colors in any of the season, the seasonal colors. So this is all about summer things. And what I'm looking for from you is, what are those summer things? I'm going to close this. This was just for inspiration. And this is 6, 7, 20, 24. And I call these that we do in the stream group lists, because we do them together as a group. I have a few that I do myself. Allie says, lovely things to notice and fall in love with in the summer. Thank you, Allie K. That'll make a dandy journal, Mary. It will, Beth. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Angie said she went to a restaurant tonight where you get soup and salad and your meal, and that will feed 2 people. A drink and desserts for $25. Okay, Becky said sunlight dancing on the leaves on a warm summer day. That's what we're going for. Good, Becky. Sunlight dancing on the leaves. And you guys are going to zip ahead of me because I want to halfway be able to read these. Dancing on the leaves on a warm summer day. Two. Renee says, I'm going to have to screenshot this list when your live is available on replay. I love the solstice and the equinoxes. I'm going to put that down. Solstice, SOLSTICES, and equinox. Three, early dawn colors, Renee says. Early dawn colors. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful skies. 4. Dewdrops on green grass on summer mornings. Dewdrops on green grass. I call it wet grass. It doesn't dry off. We can't mow till 11:30, 12 o'clock on summer mornings. Five. Beth says, Angie says, rainbows. Yeah, rainbows. Beth says, fresh, soft, new grass. Becky said, an ant carrying something 10 times bigger than itself. Proof we are able to do much more than we think we can. An ant carrying, I'm trying to write legibly here, something 10 times bigger, something 10 times bigger than itself. And then she says, proof that we can do more than we think we can. The ants proved it to us. Proof that we can do more than we think we can. That's a good one. We were always taught in school not to say the word can't. Every time somebody said can't, we got, wait, don't say that word. 8. Renee says, yes, Becky. The smell in the air after a thunderstorm. Yes, I love the rainy smells. That's so fresh and clean. The smell in the air after a thunderstorm. Nine is summer what? What is that last word, Jen? Summer what? Summer, R-E-C-E-P-I-E-D. Summer recipes? Is that what that is? Recipes? Summer recipes? R-E-C-I-P-I-E-S. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'll go back and correct it. Toadstools after a rain. Toadstools. I saw some mushrooms in our grass. Wasn't after a rain. I was pulling dandelions. Toadstorm. That's what I wrote down. Toadstools after a rain. 11. Baby birds singing. Aw, tweet, tweet. Baby birds singing. That's 2 words there. Singing. 12. The smell of cooking on the grill. Oh man, tell me about it. I smelled that last week. I had to come in the house. The smell of food cooking on the grill. $13. You guys are doing better than I thought. I thought I would have just a short list. A baby's giggle. Aww. My little, well, I don't know what she would be to me. She's my brother's significant other's granddaughter's baby. I don't know how that would be a relation to me, but she's in the family. Had a baby. She had a baby. The baby's so cute. We're going to go to the christening on one of these Sundays. I forget, in June here. A baby's giggle. 14. Fresh cut hay. 15 is Hylogia, the blue forget-me-not flowers. It makes me nostalgic, but in a good way. Blue forget-me-not flowers. Forget-me-not flowers makes me nostalgic in a good way. I'm trying to write legibly so you guys can read this. I'll hold it up when we're done and you can screen print if you want. Makes me nostalgic in a good way. 16, this is page 2, this is number 1, and this is number 2, and we're on 16. And that is Renee says, Becky, especially outside when they're playing in a kiddie pool. Oh, the babies giggle. Let's put kids in the kiddie pool. Kids playing in kiddie pool. Is it IE? Yeah, pool. 17. First time walking in the grass. Barefooted. First time walking in the grass. I got my share of walking in the grass on Thursday. Walking on, that was yesterday, it seems longer. That's because I've streamed this morning on the grass. 18. Dew on leaves and flowers after a storm. We kind of had that, but we'll put it again. Dew on leaves. I think it said on grass. On leaves and flowers after a storm. These are good ones. Guys are doing great. 19. I skipped one. I'll come back. I was giggling at a clean house. Angie says, a good clean house. I'm going, where? Not here. Let's see. Dew on leaves. Ice cream cones dripping. Ooh, ice cream cones. I made ice cream the other afternoon. Ice cream cones. I think I made it too sweet. But my brother likes it. I told him, I said, is it too sweet for you? And he said he likes it sweet. He makes his root beer floats. I made it with whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, and evaporated milk. And I should have stopped there, but I put sugar in it too, and I think it made it too sweet. But it froze good. It's ice cream. I might have some tonight if there's any left. I think there will be ice cream cones. And Angie said, a good clean house. That one makes me giggle. I can't do it all. Do the laundry. My brother pays for things pretty good, but I could use a little more help around the house. Mow the lawn, plant the flowers. I went out and weeded his tomatoes because he has a hard time. He says it hurts his back to stoop over too much. And so I went out there, and if we don't keep those morning glories pulled down in the garden, they'll just choke everything out. And I was out working in the yard yesterday, and I pulled all the morning glories out of the tomatoes that he has. And he went out there tonight and watered them, and he said he fertilized them and put some mulch around them. So maybe we'll have some good tomatoes. I think our corn, I think we're just going to plow it up. It's not doing good. Our onions are kind of poking through, but this rain it's been good to have the rain, but it's just, the weeds are terrible in the garden. We tilled it all. We have to till again, and when my check comes in, when my ship comes in, my Social Security check comes in, I'm going to order some landscaping fabric. And then we're going to till that garden, and I'm going to pin down landscaping fabric on there and see if we can't kill those weeds good. All right, got off on a rabbit trail. A good clean house. I love that one, Angie. The Gia says, the smell of mint that keeps growing in my backyard. The smell of mint in backyard. I'll put in because that's Legia's. This is her saying it, in my backyard. What else did she say? The smell of mint. No one wants it, but I secretly hope it keeps coming back because it smells so good. I'm going to put that down. No one wants it. I love that, Legia. But I see, it's your secret, huh? But I secretly, I'm kind of like that with the violets that grow around. Hope it keeps coming back. I like the violets, but boy, they're invasive. And my brother rips them all out. And I secretly go, oh, I love, because they are kind of pretty. They're pretty plants. If I do any eco-dyeing, I'll probably get some of those violet leaves. They are pretty plants, but they're so invasive. They'll take over everything, and they grow through cracks in the sidewalk, and they grow right up to the sidewalk. Any place they grow, they will. They grow underneath the walnut tree. Hope it keeps coming back. It doesn't have smell to it, but I like them because it smells so good. I like that one, Legia. It smells so good. All right, 22. Beth Schuler says, watching the bees on a fresh blooming flowers. Yes. Watching bees on fresh blooming flowers. And I was walking out to the garage to get the lawnmower. And as I was unlocking the door to the garage, I happened to look down, and there was a little clover there, and I'm sure it was a moth. It wasn't a butterfly, it was white. I'm sure it was a moth. But he was pretty. He was white, and then he had this black spots on his lower wings. He was really a pretty moth. Then I took note of him. And then I went in and got the lawnmower out, watching on fresh blooming flowers. Little things you notice, little happy things during the day. Sometimes we overlook that stuff, don't we? Watermelon, yes. Watermelon. Good one. Who said that? Watermelon. Kitty Jan. That's certainly a summer treat, isn't it? Watching sunrise and sunsets. Watching sunrises and sunsets. Boy, it feels like summer, doesn't it? And sunsets. You guys are doing good. I think your lists are better than the ones in the book, to tell you the truth. But I like the book. They're different than other seasons. They are energizing. I'm just going to put energizing. Yeah. Beth says, listening to evening crickets. Yes, I agree. I love to listen to the crickets. Listening to evening crickets. They aren't quite out here yet, I don't think. They'll be popping out here pretty soon. The smell of sheets after being hung out on the clothesline. Hi, Darla. It's good to see you. Smell of sheets. Hung on clotheslines. Out on clotheslines. Or even popping out of the dryer, the fresh dried clothes. We use the dryer sheets that Becky said are that can be a fire hazard. I didn't know that till she told me that. Was it last week? Smell of sheets. We don't have a clothesline though. Splashing in rain puddles barefoot, Suzanne says. Renee, why do I want to call you Suzanne tonight? Because that's your last name. That's your last. That's not your last name, is it? Is that your middle name, Renee Suzanne? Splashing in rain puddles barefoot. These are all summer things. Boy, it makes me want to welcome summer. It'll be here this month. I think it's June 16th. Smashing in rain puddles barefoot. $30 says watermelon slices. I'm going to just put slices up here because we got watermelon. Watermelon slices. Swinging in the hammock. Swinging in the hammock. Teresa was saying she had a hammock chair. Swinging in hammock. No, you're not wrong, Jen said. Oh, the recipes. Okay, Jen. What's the prompt exactly? I missed that part. It's, what are some summer things that catch your attention? And I think Allie Kay said it really good above because she wrote down what was in the book. Let's go back. Where'd she write that? Allie, where did you write that? Here. Lovely things to notice and fall in love with in the summer. And I had written down, what are some summer things that catch your attention? That catch your attention. It's summer things. What are some summer things? And we've got 30, and we ended up with a hammock. Let me go back down here. Did I get fresh cut hay after the baby giggles? I think I lost, I'm going to put that as 31. I think I missed that. Fresh cut hay. No, I have it here. Well, I got fresh. Let's see. Ice cream cones dripping. Did I get that one? I think I missed. I feel like I missed some there. Ice cream cones. I think I got that, though, didn't I? I got ice cream cones. We're going to put dripping on here. Dripping. I was laughing at Angie. Says, a good clean house. Watching the fresh blooming flowers, watermelon slices, listening to the crickets, splashing in rain puddles barefoot, swinging in the hammock, fishing. We'll put fishing here. My brother would agree with that. That's an F. Fishing. 32. Fruit salad. The colors and the taste. Yes. Fruit salad. Makes me hungry. I ate a peanut butter sandwich for supper tonight. My brother wanted me to make a meatloaf, and I said, I'm too tired. I'll make it for you tomorrow. And he ate some type of turkey meat instead. Fruit salad. What was that? Fruit salad, the colors and taste. So I'm going to have to make a meatloaf tomorrow. How'd I get off on that? Oh, I ate a peanut butter sandwich for supper because I was too tired to make me a salad because I have to wash the lettuce and cut it or tear it up and wash all the veggies. And I'm too tired. I'll eat a peanut butter sandwich. Playing hopscotch on the warm patio. Playing hopscotch. Beth is doing childhood things here, playing hopscotch. That's what you should do, Beth. Play hopscotch on the patio. Probably play it with grandchildren, huh? Some of you could. I don't have any grandchildren. 34. I've got a grandniece. That counts. Sun-kissed tomatoes. Yes. I'm looking forward to my cherry tomatoes. Sun-kissed tomatoes. I do buy tomatoes at the store, though, because they're not as juicy and good as homegrown ones, but I do like tomatoes. Angie retracted a message. fresh cucumbers in lemon juice and salt. Fresh cucumbers in lemon juice and salt. Renee gave us the ingredients. In lemon juice and salt. I could see both of those. We put salt on our watermelon. You don't really need it, but oh, there's Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Welcome in, Sharon Lombard. Catching fireflies at night. That's certainly a summer thing, catching fireflies at night. You guys are doing great. We're on 37. Smell of quilts on the line, Angie says. We got sheets and quilts. Smell of quilts on the line. On clothesline, I'll put clothesline. 38 is suntans and shining hair. Suntans, is it shining hair? Suntans and what kind, is it shiny hair? She says shining hair. Shining hair. That's what I'm going to put down. Shining hair. You mean like wet hair that you're at the pool? Page 3, and we're ready for 39. Guys, make me want to welcome summer in. Trips to the farmer's market. You got it. Trips to the farmer's market. I think we're going to have to buy our sweet corn this year. I don't think our corn's going to make it. It's too bad. 40. Sharon says hello to everybody. Catching fireflies at night. We got that. Smell of hanging quilts, suntans, and shining hair. Trips to the farmer's market. Renee is welcoming Sharon, playing in the sprinkler. Yes, playing in the sprinkler. Or just trying to get it to work for the first time and it sprays you. I broke out the hose, and it was, we had it in a wind-up case, and I wound it up last fall. Well, obviously, I didn't do a very good job because I had a terrible time unwinding it, but I got it all unwound, and we turned it on, and no water came out, kind of like the washing machine. Huh, that's interesting. That might be something we could check for. And my brother fooled around with it, couldn't get it to work. He went in the house, and I thought, well, maybe it's the nozzle. So I took the nozzle off, and no water still came out. And so I figured out that I checked for kinks in the hose, and there were no kinks in the hose. So I thought, well, I'll bet there's a kink in the hose inside of the case, because it hooks together from the faucet. And there's a hose that goes inside of the case, and then it winds up. And I thought, I'll bet there's a kink in there. And sure enough, there was. And so I unkinked it, and lo and behold, there was water. All right, 41. Saying hello. Adirondack chairs in the backyard, yes. Adirondack chairs. I said Adirondack. Adirondack chairs. In backyard. We never really had those, but our neighbors did. 42. Singing songs while swinging. Singing songs while swinging. I remember my grandniece, now she was younger then, and I was pushing her on the swing. And she kept going higher, higher, higher. And then she stuck her foot out and she said, I can touch the moon with my toes. This brought back a memory for me, Beth. You know, because she was swinging, and of course she was looking up at her toes, and you know how in the evening sometimes the moon is already out. I can touch the moon with my toes. You got a few miles to go. Sharon saying hello to everybody. Angie said, I can't smell fresh cut grass because I'm allergic to grass. Oh, I'm sorry, Angie, you're missing out. Renee says, fires in the fire pit and making s'mores. Fires in fire pit or bonfire or campfire. And I'm going to put /campfire. And because not everybody has fire pits, and making s'mores. Those are certainly summer memory, summer things. 45, we're on 45. I didn't think we'd get this far. Sitting around the pit fire. Well, I'm going to leave it as fires in the fire pit. It's the same concept. Sharon, you had it right. It is, Angie. Water balloon fights. Water balloon fights. Or getting sprayed with the sprinkler. Water gun fights we had. Root beer floats. My brother would agree with that. He loves his root beer floats. Root beer floats. I was thinking I'd make a coffee float. What did Jen say? Water balloon fights. Renee is giggling, or somebody's giggling at it. Renee. Beth says, open window breezes, or open door too. Open window breezes. That's certainly a summer thing. $48. Clothes from the line instead of out of the dryer. So clothes, the smell of clothes from the line. We kind of touched on that. Instead of out of the dryer. We don't have a line. I don't think my brother would put one up. We're lucky to have a dryer. 49. Zoom up a little. You guys are doing great. Singing into the window fan. Singing into the window fan. I've never tried that. Singing into the window fan. Now we have put ice cubes or cold water in front of the fan to make the air cooler. We've done that. We're on 50. The sound of silence when the power goes out. Sound of silence. Don't say that. We're supposed to storm here. Of silence, or it's possible to storm when power goes out. If I pop out, you know it stormed. When power goes out. 51. Uh, fresh food from our own garden. Yes. I'm going to miss all of our garden this year. Fresh food. I'll get my cherry tomatoes, I think. The cucumbers, I think, are surviving. I don't know about our zucchini. I'm not sure it made it. I don't know about the watermelon. The corn didn't make it. The onions are kind of making it. His tomato plants aren't too bad. And I noticed some of my cannonballs popping through. So, and wasn't last year, the year before, I planted some lilies. And they're going to bloom this year. Fresh food from the garden. You got me off talking about the garden again. I miss the green beans and the peas and the eggplant. I miss all that stuff. But I don't know. I can't convince him to fertilize out there. He said, I can't buy cow manure anymore. 52. I can't even convince him to rotate the crops. I think he'd have better luck if he'd rotate his corn. He plants the tomatoes in the same spot every year. He says they still do good. He plants the onions in the same spot and the corn and I've been down here. This is my 8th year down here. Every summer, in spring, he plants the same thing in the same plot every year. You think he'd know better. He's not dumb. All right, 52. Walks along the Chicago lakefront. Legia says, walks along the Chicago lakefront. That's cool. Chicago lakefront. And I'll bet that's a pretty popular spot. I'll bet there's a lot of people walking on, well, maybe not a lot, but I bet you're not alone in the summer. 53. Campfires with s'mores and a hot dog cooking. So campfires with s'mores and hot dogs cooking. S'mores and hot dogs cooking. I've got a little of that PT on my page. Hot dogs cooking. I'm trying to write it legibly and yet write reasonably fast. 54. Angie says, thank you, Mary. Boat rides on the lake. Boat rides on the lake. $55. Sitting on the porch till after dark. Yeah, that's one I identify with. Sitting on porch. I'm a porch sitter. Till after dark. Which is getting pretty dark out there now. What time is it? 9:21. I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock tonight. I'm quitting at 10 tonight because I'm pretty tired. Believe it or not, I'm finally getting tired. Sitting on the porch till after dark. New car smell, Angie says. You get your new cars in the summer, Angie? New car smells. That triggered a memory for her. We'll put it on there. 57. Loose, swirly sunglasses in all the colors with flower prints. Loose, swirly sunglasses. You wear those big glasses, Renee. I can see you in loose, swirly sunglasses. In all the colors and with flower prints. In all the colors and with the sunglasses I have are the ones we got when we had our cataract surgery, but they sure are good. with and covered with flower prints. I thought I lost my brother's pair of that when he had his cataract surgery, and his was given to him by the VA, and I really liked them because they were darker. The ones I had when I had my surgery, they were blue, blue. They projected blue glass, and but they weren't as strong. They weren't as dark, and I thought I wore his. We went up to the VA for his doctor appointment, and I wore his up there. I like to wear them in the car when he's driving. He doesn't wear them, and I wore his. And I can remember going into the VA and taking them off of my head, and I must have put them in my bag. I take along a bag of things to do while he's in all of his appointments. When he goes up for his doctor appointments, he makes several at one time, so he doesn't have to make several trips. And I remember putting them in the bag, but after that I lost them. I couldn't find them for 2 or 3 weeks, and we went grocery shopping, and I opened the back door to the car, and there they were on the floor. So the lost and found sunglasses, my little sunglass story. Talking to the birds on the utility wires. You talk to the birds on the utility wire. Talking to birds on, I would just say birds on utility wire. Or the flocks flying overhead. 59. I put talking to them because that's what Renee does. Lemonade, lemonade. Of course, that's a summer thing. Lemonade. Cicadas. Is that how you pronounce that, Becky? Cicadas? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I got chameleon pronounced wrong. I don't know why I would pronounce cicadas right. Let's see. C-I-C-A-D-E-A-S. C-I-C, this is a C, A-D-A-S. 61. Lightning bugs, we kind of got that, but I'll put it down again. They're not in the jar. Oops, lightning bugs. I put lightning jar. 62. Clean feet. After having to wear all those shoes in all winter. Clean feet? You mean bare feet? I think she means bare feet. Bare feet may not be so clean. After, not in my world, after wearing winter shoes. Winter shoes. Yeah, going barefoot can't be beat. We're on page 4 already. You guys are doing great. Number 63. Driving with the windows open. Yes, absolutely. Driving with windows open. Hair blowing in your face. Nothing like it. When we were kids, of course, we were in the country, so it didn't matter so much. We'd lay down on the back seat and put our feet out the window. You got to think, those cars didn't go 70 miles an hour then, 75 miles an hour. Mom probably went 45 or 50 at the most. And then she was speeding on a country road. Going to the drive-in movies. Going to drive-in movies. 65. The feel of sleeping with only a sheet at night. The feel of sleeping. These are good with only a sheet at night. Don't need all those big old heavy quilts to stay warm. 66. Suzanne, it's your second first name. Oh, Renee Suzanne is your first name. Oh, it's your second first name, so I assume your first name is Renee Suzanne. All one name, but with a space in between it. Which makes it your second first name. Legia says, yes, Aunt Beck, on the sound of the cicadas. Seeing them is a little creepy, though. I know they are harmless to us. I don't think we have those. We have tree frogs, but I listened to a YouTube video with those cicadas, and our tree frogs don't sound like that. Our tree frogs kind of sing. They kind of zzz. They kind of sing. Those cicadas chirp, sort of, or whatever. Berries ripening. Kathy, hi Kathy Whitney, if you're still out there. I'm kind of behind. Berries ripening. That's a good summer thing. Makes me hungry for strawberries and blueberries. 67. Making mud pies after it rains. Making mud pies. Do you still do that, Renee? Aw. After it rains. It might be fun to do sometime. Go out and make mud pies in that garden that we have. After it rains. I make mud pies just right walking through our garden. 68. Watching dragonflies dancing over water lilies. Hi, Katia. Oh, I said hello to you earlier. I said hello again, like, there's Katia. Watching dragonflies dance over water lilies. Watching dragonflies. We get dragonflies every now and then. We don't have any water lilies, but it's still fun to watch dragonflies dancing over water lilies. Doesn't this make you want to welcome summer? It's going to be here in a couple weeks. Over water lilies. L-I-L-I-E-S. Yeah. 69. Hose. Oh, I missed one. No, I didn't. Hose fights. Yeah. And together with that, we can put washing the car in the driveway, or just washing your car, or car washes, washing cars. Popsicles. Yep. I haven't had one of those store-bought for a long time. I think you can make them. Might make some popsicles. They're kind of sugary. Summer picnics. That's a good one. Boy, we don't get bored in our life, do we? We have plenty of stuff to do in the summer. 73. Homemade ice cream. I just did that last week. Homemade ice cream. I made vanilla. That's that way. I like pecans in mine, but I just spread them on top. My brother likes vanilla. He'd probably eat blueberries in there. But the other stuff, he doesn't like chocolate. My brother doesn't like chocolate too well. Riding bicycles, Becky says. That's a good one. Riding bicycles. So we're on 75 already. You guys are doing great. Watching fireworks on the 4th of July. So watching 4th of July fireworks. That's one I identify with since I've been back to Nebraska. 70, and I would, the last couple years I haven't, but when I first came back down here and they had me and my brother and I, up there for 4th of July, and they'd shoot off all those fireworks. And, you know, I still have, you know, after they burned down and all of that, and I would rent the packaging. And my niece, of course, she was my grandniece, she was younger, and and she would run out there and grab it for me before they hosed it down. And I brought home a big sack of fireworks that were just the packages. But the last couple years, I kind of let them hose it down. I have enough. 76. Riding bicycles, watching fireworks. Picnics and family reunions. I'll put family reunions. We've done the picnics. Family reunions. Reunions. 77. Barbecue on the grill. Barbecue on the grill. My nephew grills a lot. He did once. He makes a lot of stuff on his grill. He's a big grill person. He's always showing what he cooks on Facebook. Going camping. These are all good. Going camping. That's what did I do? I went from 77 to 80. This is 78, 79, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I skipped a couple numbers. The smell of ocean air. Hi, Kelly. Welcome in. Smell of ocean air. Now we're at 80. Washing your car with a hose and a bucket in the driveway. Yeah, I had washing car. I'll put with hose and bucket in the driveway. In driveway. All right. Picnics at the lake. Well, we've done picnics, but we weren't at the lake. We were at a park or in the backyard. Picnics at the lake. 81. Swim parties with friends. Swim parties with friends. My grandniece had a bunch of friends over, and they got a backyard pool. 82. Sharon says hi to Jen. Watching the sunset during the summer. We got sunsets and sunrises. Going to the beach. We got, well, I'm going to put going to the beach. I don't think we really said it in that way. Going to the beach with all your books and radios and bath towels and all of that. I'm going to put /river for us folks that don't have a beach. We used to have a river. 83 is kids playing in a sandbox, making sand castles. That's a good one. Katia, for kids playing in the sandbox. Making sand castles. Making sand castles. 84. A trip to Livestream Caverns. A trip to, I don't know what they are, but they sounds like quite a trip. Livestream Caverns. Must be in, is that in South Carolina or North Carolina? The caverns. And Becky, the cicadas are horrible here, Renee says. Beth said Joe had a rocking chair on the porch. I'm going to put that. Rocking chair on the porch. You know I'm a front porch person. That's my summer. Rocking chair on porch. You know, but I really haven't been doing a porch journal. I've been slow stitching out there. We're on page 5. And it is number 86. I thought this was going to be a short one. You guys, you just have a lot of good ideas here. Going to the beach, we have that. Watching the sunset during the summer, we kind of have that one. Kids playing in the sandbox, making sandcastles. A trip to Livestream Caverns. No, I guess I need to scroll. Are we at the bottom? Am I at the bottom? Oh, good. Let's stop at 85. Let's stop at 85 because I'm getting tired. This is an excellent list, you guys. I'm not going to do my other list because we'd be another couple hours. I thought we would have 10. We have 85. Excellent list. I'm going to open it up here to page 1. And I'm just going to leave it here. Let's straighten it out. Let me get it straight. I'm going to leave it just like, let me straighten it a little. Let's see. Like this. Is that how I straighten it a little more? And I want you guys to screen print it. I'll get my hand out of the way. For anybody who wants to screen print it, we'll just leave it like that for a few minutes while I'm watching you guys chat. I enjoyed Becky's did a craft and chat this morning. I enjoyed listening to them. My brother, he says, "Can I turn on the TV now?" Yes. He always watches The Price is Right. And you know, we were watching Wheel of Fortune tonight, and Pat Sajak said it was his last evening show tonight. And I don't think that was a rerun. I think tonight was his last evening show. I'm wondering if he's going to retire. He didn't say about daytime shows. And I think made my brother sad. He likes Wheel of Fortune. I think he likes Pat and Vanna. And they're going to move the wrestling. I told my brother I was kind of hoping he would think about getting him a smart TV. But after the washing machine, I'm not sure he has a very good opinion of anything smart. Oh, dear. They're moving this wrestling to Netflix. And I have Netflix. I've been watching movies on it. I got it around Christmas. I usually let go of it in January and then order it again during the holidays. But I've been enjoying the movies out there, so I'm just keeping it. I figure you go to a movie theater, you would, you know, watch 2 movies and you would pay your monthly fee. So, but, and I could cast it to a smart TV. Now, I know you can get those smart monitors, and I actually have a wide one upstairs, but I don't know if I can get it working. It's been up there in the hot and cold. It gets, in the summertime, it gets like upstairs, it gets like 101 up there because we don't have the air conditioning up there. And in the wintertime, it gets like below I don't think it gets below 0 because the heat kind of rises, but it gets really cold upstairs in the winter. And that big monitor is upstairs, and I'm going to bring it down and see if I can get it to work. If I could cast my Netflix to that monitor when he wanted to watch, he said, I told him that they were going to move to Netflix, and that Netflix probably is not on his dish. And I think it made him sad, but he said, well, he said, I don't watch it that much anyway. He says, and I said, well, keep your dish because you like Wheel of Fortune and you like Price is Right. And then he mentioned about maybe trying to watch, he likes old stuff like Gunsmoke and, those shows. I think he would have enjoyed the Netflix series that I just finished watching. He only had 2 seasons on, was The Lincoln Lawyer. I think he would have enjoyed that because it was kind of, it was about a lawyer, but, it had the murder cases and all of the mystery to it. I enjoyed watching The Lincoln Lawyer. And I watched both seasons of that. I hope they get a new season on, but I'm not counting on it. So, let me refresh chat here. Chat filter. Chat filter. All messages. Let's see. Going to fair. Oh, I left off some here. I quit at 85. You guys had more. Let's see. I was way behind. Wow, I was way behind. A trip to the caverns, making sun tea. Let me write those down. They're too good to leave off the list. We got page 1. We got to do 2 and 3, 4, and this is 5. Let's do 86 as sun tea. Sun tea. I might make some of that. I haven't had any iced tea. Got to get some sunshine first. Lisa! Hi, Lisa, if you're still here. Lisa, my eclectic life. Lisa, are you still streaming on Mondays? I need to know. Angie says, I laughed my head off when I wrote clean feet. I crack myself up sometimes. Oh, Angie, I say things goofy all the time. You know that. They're saying hello to Lisa. Lisa's saying hello back. Making potato and macaroni salads. I'm going to add some more to this. These are too good to leave off. Potato and macaroni salads. These are 2 separate kinds of salads. Macaroni salads. I'm eating a lot of lettuce salads lately. My tummy can take it. Fresh fruit sorbet. Fresh fruit. And she's got, fresh fruit sorbet. That sounds good. Becky says, I posted some wedding pictures, Lisa says, in my group in case you would like them. Wedding pictures? Hannah got married? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to go look. See how I'm really out of the loop on things. Well, congratulations to Hannah. I'm so happy for her. Oh, Lisa, congratulations to Hannah and to you. You got a new member of the family. You got a son-in-law. Angie says, the smell of cakes, cookies, and pies coming out of the oven. So the smell of cakes, cookies. Now that could be any season, but it happens in the pies coming out of the oven. They cook cookies, cakes, and pies in the summer. Out of oven. These are too good to leave off the list. 90. Homemade vanilla ice cream is the best, Lisa says. Yeah, yeah. Yummy. Sunflowers and gladiolas. Sunflowers. We already had the homemade ice cream, Lisa, so I'm not going to put it on there. Sunflowers and gladiolas. I-O-L-A-S. I wish my gladiolas would bloom, but it might take them a couple years. They did come up again this year, but they aren't blooming. But not those lilies that are starting to bloom in the backyard, they've been out there a couple years and they're just starting to bloom. Congratulations to Hannah. I'm so happy for her. Going to the fair, Sharon says. Going to the fair. 92. Seeing a pink sunset and knowing tomorrow would be good weather. Pink sunsets. Predicting tomorrow's good weather. I'm trying to paraphrase it. Predicting good weather tomorrow. Good weather. Like red at night, sailors delight. Red in the morning, sailors take warning. That was good weather tomorrow. 93. Jen is laughing. Becky says, I'm going to say good night as I'm planning to get up early to work in the yard before it gets too hot. Good night, Becky. She's probably off and snoozing away. They said good night to Becky and hello to Lisa. Jen is laughing. Angie says, Mary, didn't you see where I gave an update on my cousin? No, I didn't see that, Angie. Angie's cousin had a stroke on the way to her work one morning. And we've been praying for her, and we've been praying for Angie's aunt, who's, what, stage 4 cancer is your aunt? Let's see, the update on Angie's cousin says she's doing a little better. She can put words together a little. Well, that's good. She just needs to keep at it. She's young enough. If she tries, you know, if she doesn't give up, she can overcome that stroke. I've seen older people, because I worked in a lot of nursing homes. I'm not a nurse, but I've seen older people have strokes. And, you know, I wouldn't say, because they're older, I wouldn't say they're fully recovered, but they recovered. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm not medical expert here. Angie, that's progress. Yeah, it is progress. Blessing, healing to your cousin. Let's see. Mitzi says, yes, he's retired. Ryan Seacrest is replacing Pat. Oh, Ryan Seacrest is replacing him. Well, that's a good thing. So he's retiring. So he will Ryan Seacrest be doing the daytime shows too then? I think my brother will like Ryan Seacrest. It's sad to see him go. It's like an icon, a game show icon. Like, who was that? Oh, I can see him. What is this? The one who started it all. Starts with an M. Oh, I can't. My brain doesn't. It's in my head, but I can't pull his name out. The one who started all of these game shows, or was big in them. I'll think of it 3 weeks from now. They're saying hi to Mindy. Hi, Mitzi. It's good to see you. Lisa said, I haven't been, and I'm planning to start again. I asked Lisa if she's been streaming on Mondays, but she says she's going to start again. But I'm not sure if it will be Monday or not. Okay. Well, you keep us posted, Lisa. Pop in and let us know. I've been saying that you stream on Mondays just because I didn't know. That's the last time. I guess I said, I'm not sure what I said. I can't remember. I know I mention you on Mondays when I say who's streaming. I like to announce streams. Much happiness to them, Lisa Mitzi says. Allie K. Lisa, yes, Mary. Her aunt has stage 4 cancer. my heart just goes out. You know, life is so hard sometimes that it's nice to have people praying for you. I do believe in group prayer. I believe in uh, not only group prayer as a group where we're gathered together, but announcing a prayer and just saying, please pray for me, and prayer lines and that. It's just those positive vibes. And of course, I believe my faith is maybe not your faith, but I do believe that there's a God who hears all of our prayers. And he answers them in his own way in his good time. We don't always get the answers we're looking for. God knows I haven't. But I'm not unhappy. I'm not unhappy in the long run. I got YouTube, and I get to visit with all of you. Legia says she's dropping off. Good night. Get up early to go to an art institute to see Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit and grab a pizza. Georgia O'Keeffe grew up in Wisconsin, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. I don't know if she went to high school there. I think she did. She moved away, and I think she went to the Art Institute in Chicago and then wound up in New York City for a while and then in Mexico. And she does all those big flower paintings. I've seen some of her work. It's fascinating. And when I lived in Wisconsin, I drove out to, I found a place on the internet that gave the address of where she grew up and all the roads out there. It's in rural Sun Prairie. It's kind of southeast. And I drove out there, and it's nothing but field. Just like my childhood homes, nothing but field. There's nothing even to mark that she lived there at one time. But I know I found the right spot because I found the road markers. They should have said, Georgia O'Keeffe was here. Oh. Let's see. Dropping off. Lygia, have a good Saturday. Angie says, thanking everybody for the prayer. Merv Griffin. I think that's who I'm thinking of. Merv Griffin. I knew it started with an M. Thank you, Allie K, for putting those words in my mouth. And Bob Parker. Both of them are kind of game show Odigoni icons. And I think Pat Sajak is right up there with them. Maybe we could have a list of game show hosts. Who was it? Was it Gary Moore that did the, not The Price is Right, the one with the secrets. What's your name? Or what is that? What's your name? Gary Moore? You guys can straighten me out. Hi, Brenda. Welcome in, Brenda. Monty Hall. Yeah, he's another one. Bob with Price is Right. Yeah, Mitzi says. Yeah. Well, we could make a list of old game show hosts. I haven't streamed much, Lisa said, for the last few months. Yeah, I'm missing you and Tanya. Has Tanya been streaming? I know Tanya didn't they go up northeast for a vacation when they're in their RV? Mike Douglas, he's another one. Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin. Yeah, you guys, we should make a list of, maybe we'll do that next week. I'm getting kind of tired. But, Brenda, what happened? Let's see. Brenda says, I need a few good thoughts. I broke my right shoulder blade this morning. I'm okay, just bummed out. Oh, Brenda. Oh, sweetie. I just want to hug you. Not too hard. Let's all just send out some good thoughts and private good prayers for Brenda. That I know how it hurts. I pulled a muscle in my shoulder. I didn't break it. How did you break it, Brenda? Did you fall? Did you fall? Aww. We're sending you prayers and good thoughts, Brenda. Beth Schuler says, oh, Brenda, what happened? It's an odd area to break. Angie says, my family has been through a lot the past 2 years. Yeah, been through a lot. Angie's family has been through a lot. She lost some uncles, I think. I have to go see a surgeon on the 12th. I know God wouldn't put us through all of this if he didn't have plans for us. That's true, Angie. You know, and his plan may be as simple as giving you strength to get through it and relying on him to get you through it. You know, I wake up in the mornings and sometimes I look out the window and I say, God, thank you for sticking with me all these years, for not giving up on me. Because he has plenty of reason to give up on Meri, believe me. Plenty of reasons. And he's, you know, he's been with me my whole journey through life. He's just been with me. And I think sometimes he puts us through these trials to not to make us cling to him, but to draw us closer to him. And that may not be a good way to put it, but I think when we turn to him when we're having trouble, I think that's what he wants us to do. And our families too, you know. Kitty Jen says, there you go, Meri. A list of game shows and hosts sounds fun. We'll do that. We'll put a light bulb here. And I don't know if we'll do it next week, but I'll say make a list of game shows, and I'll bet you guys can come up with a lot of them that I've missed. Game shows and hosts. That does sound kind of fun. I don't know if we could get 95 of them, but we could get a pretty good list just from tonight. What's my line? Yes, Beth, thank you. Was it Gary Moore? Do I have the host right? And Betty White and, the guy with glasses. What was his name? Well, on the panel. Gary White. I think she married the guy with glasses. I can't remember his name. I can close my eyes and see their faces, but I remember Betty White because she's so memorable. And I remembered, I think it's Gary Moore because I kind of see his face too when I close my eyes. I'm a pretty visual person, but trying to recall names and everything, my brain kind of says, huh? What did you mean? Let's see. Allie Kay says, I'm not sure where in my brain I pulled Merv Griffin. I don't really watch game shows. It was there, Allie Kay. You're just smart, that's all. Beth said, Brenda said, I fell this morning and landed on my tush. Bo helped me up. I held hands, and as I pushed up with legs, he pulled up. No issues. A couple of hours later, I leaned over and heard a pop and a sharp pain. Oh, Brenda, my heart goes out to you. I know shoulder pain. Now, you broke a bone, but I know I fell, it was in April of, was it last year or the year before? I got it journaled. It was in April, though. It was April 4th of one of those years. I think it was 2022, because I don't think it was last year. It's taken a long time for it to heal. And you guys would hear me moaning and groaning about my shoulder, because for a while there I thought it was a rotary cuff, but it isn't. It's pretty well. Sometimes when I move it way up, I kind of have to go slow, but I can move it pretty good. So my heart goes out to you, Brenda. Let's just pray for that the pain would not bother you as bad. Alan Ludden. Something like that. Was it Alan Ludden? I think so, Mitzi. I think you got it. The guy with glasses was Alan Ludden. Yeah. Kelly says it was Alan Ludden. All right, you guys. It's 2:10. We got this. We're going to do this. I don't know if we'll do it next week. But we'll do it. I'll leave the light bulb there. Yeah, excellent list. We did page 1 here. Let's do the rest of the pages if you for whoever wants to swap. This was page 1 and 2. I'll leave it there for a few minutes. Let me straighten it out for you guys. There. I'll leave it here. This is page 1 and 2 of our list tonight, and it was about what are some summer things that catch your attention, but summer things. And you guys really gave a good list. Let me straighten this out just a little more. I think I have to go this way. Did I go the right way? I'm letting my... No, I did the wrong way. I have to go this way. Wait, I'm straightening it out before I flip the page. My camera's crooked, so I have to crooked my phone, my page to fit my camera. Okay, we'll leave it there for just a little bit. Get my hands out of the way. All right. Good night, Angie. Good night, Lisa. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Hannah. Is she going to live in down there in Texas with you? Are you in Amarillo? Where are you? Lubbock? Are you in Lubbock or Amarillo? Are you in Amarillo? I can't remember what town you're in, Lisa, but are they living in the same town as you are? She might be gone. Joyce Boring says, I have bad osteoporosis. If I fall or something, it will definitely break. Oh, Joyce, hugs to you. You be careful. Don't fall. What did Allie say? Angie says, Mary, get rest. And don't come on at 4 o'clock in the morning. No, I probably won't be on till Sunday night now. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep this morning. So I came on like a little before 3, I think. But I got a lot done. Allie K retracted her comment. She thought Joyce said osteoarthritis, but she said osteoporosis. I must be tired. Well, that's both osteos. You were headed in the right direction. I didn't even notice that, Allie. Joyce said, I don't plan to fall, Mary. I never plan to fall. Oh, I'm going to fall today. Well, just don't fall. She says, I'm not planning on it. Brenda says, thank you for the thoughts and prayers. Yeah, I'll be thinking of you, Brenda. It's not fun. And Angie, your aunt, and keep Cheryl Johnson in your hearts and prayers. She's fighting cancer. And Renee's family is just getting over the COVID bout. Let me flip to the next 2 pages here. Well, if you want to swipe, do a camera swipe. Grab it now. And I might, after the video processes and everything, I might come back and swipe it myself. I had a little bit of trouble putting these on my stream. I have to put all the last pages first on the pictures. It's really weird. I have to put the last pages in first so that the first pages show up first. The first pages are last as you put them in, but they show up first on the post. They're crazy. Or it was for me anyway. Had a hard time doing it. Okay, I'm going to switch to the next page here. We had 92 of them. I probably missed a couple. And if you want to make any comments, if I post, feel free to add any in the comments. So, what did I do tonight? I showed and ironed my PT drying, and I folded this journal. I think I'm going to close this up, and we did the list. I think what I'm going to do is use this for my thumbnail. So I have some things I want to get done. I want to finish tatting. I want to finish the Twinchy swap this weekend, and I want to work on Becky's crochet along. Some things I want to do this weekend. Let me get this out of the way. This is going to be my thumbnail. and I'll probably, when I take the picture, I'll take it after I turn off the camera, the stream, and I'll take it higher up. Okay, so good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. It's here. Saturday, whatever you plan on doing, do it safe and have a good time. Have a good time. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the whole weekend. I will see you Sunday night. Good night. Bye.